Hi Gemini, I hope you're doing well. I pulled out 2 oracle cards to see what the theme of this reading is for you. And I have healer with caterpillar, opportunity. So Gemini, Spirit is saying, yes, you are a healer, but also that there's an opportunity to heal yourself and heal those around you in an entirely different way. So you've been doing something in the same way for a long time, whether this is with yourself or with others, and it's now time to add in a little bit of surprise, the element of surprise and shock. Something that maybe shocks your own system, surprises you, or shocks others. This could be the way you respond or react to something, or it could be a modality of healing that you decide to take up and practice, or you just address something in a different way. There's some change and shift that Spirit wants you to make when it comes to your healing capabilities. And I was getting this message about your 12th house. There's something significant about your 12th house. The 12th house, ruled by Pisces, symbolizes deep intuition, the dream state, the subconscious, but it can also be a house of hidden enemies. And when we are unconscious of what's going on in our 12th house, whether those are like planets that are there or transits that are happening with our 12th house, or maybe our synastry with someone else, like is someone else bringing, if we put our 2 birth charts together, is someone else bringing their Pluto to our 12th house? That can be a disaster. Can also be very transformative depending on how you look at it. But it's like you need to know what's going on with your 12th house, basically the point. And if you don't know anything about astrology or anything like that, that's okay. Just focus on kind of unraveling what it is that you feel about a situation, kind of peel back the layers and see if there's something else to figure out. Okay? Why are you doing something the way you're doing? And why not try something new? Okay? I feel like for some of you, this is like a reaction or a response. And Spirit wants you to wait for the right time to do something unexpected. And it will like help bring some kind of healing energy into the whole situation. So I was reading from the book, this card, The Healer, and I want to read this to you because it's definitely part of your message. It says the wounded healer, which is often signified as Chiron, so something about your Chiron could be important. The wounded healer is not someone who is wounded and is now healed. It is someone who continues to courageously break open the self and ego as a means for deeper integration. So if you resonate with being a healer, sometimes there can be the idea that I'm able to help other people because I've already resolved all of this within myself. But Spirit's saying that's not really the way to go about it or think about healing. As a healer, you continue to heal yourself as you heal others. So it's better to approach it that way so that you don't get stuck and trapped into this idea of, some kind of superiority over others. But then also the times where you do feel down and you do feel wounded and you do feel like, oh my God, I thought I was over this, or like, I'm not vibrating high today. Like, what's wrong with me? I guess I'm not like the spiritual being that I thought I was. Rather than saying all that kind of stuff to yourself, if you acknowledge that the healer is also someone who is working through their own wounds and continuing to integrate them as they heal others, then maybe you won't be so hard on yourself when those moments come up and you start to doubt your own capabilities. So Spirit really wants you to trust in your healing energy and to know that as you continue to heal others, you heal yourself. And as you heal yourself, you heal others. Okay, but I want to get back to this, like doing something a little bit shocking, because I remember we had a Gemini reading that said shock them. And I'll try to remember to put in the box that pops up at the end of the video. But you might want to go back to that. There's a whole Gemini playlist. My readings are timeless, so you can watch anything you feel guided to. And if you know what sign rules your 12th house, maybe you want to peep that sign. Check out what's going on in your 12th house, okay? So I'm going to pull out some charms to see if we get any other clues or messages for you, and then we'll get into the tarot. Ooh, we got a lot. 555 and a dolphin. And this dolphin is reminding me of something I read once about dolphins being healers. They guide and carry souls into the other world. That's what I read. And I read that shortly after my cat passed. And so the dolphin became really symbolic for me in a different way after my cat passed, because I had a dream of dolphins carrying her to the other world after I read that. So maybe there's a message in there for you. We have the letter B. We have show. Now, also Spirit saying, hold on. Okay, so 555 with the dolphin. The dolphin is also very intuitive but playful. And 555 being representative of change. Maybe the opportunity here is for you to be more playful in your healing in some way. Okay. We have a coffin. Interesting. So there's something about you healing people by guiding them to the other world. Now, I don't mean like, death. In a literal sense. I mean death like transformatively, metaphorically. It's like the other world, the other side of whatever's going on, the crisis that they're having. It's like you're guiding them to the other side of it. But maybe there's a way you could do it that's playful. Laughter really does heal. Smiling is always good, okay? Sometimes smiling can trigger other people who are not in that vibration, and sometimes they need to be triggered by that. So remember that, okay? Sometimes when people get triggered, it's not a reflection of something you're doing wrong. It's actually validation and confirmation that you're getting the shadow to come out, and hopefully they can become more conscious of that in those moments, or later on they might reflect on it. Okay, so someone could say something nasty to you, or just really, I don't know, whatever, just be in a low vibration in some way. And they might reflect on that later down the line, and you don't see that part of it. And you think, oh, that person's a lost cause. But in all reality, you've triggered something out of them that, in the moment they didn't really act from their highest self, but later on they actually go and reflect on. Okay? So remember that sometimes we're here to just activate certain things and we don't see the whole journey play out. But it doesn't mean that we haven't done our job as healers. So we have a crescent moon. I'm hearing Man on the Moon. Oh, that song. If you believe they put a man on the moon. I don't know who sings that. It's like a 90s song. I don't know what that's about. We have the letter H. The letter W, the letter W again, or it could be an M. We have a heart with devil horns and a devil tail. We have a Christmas tree. Some of you could have some Libra in your chart, or there's something about Libra that's significant for you. We have a chess piece here. A hand with fortune, a dress, a heart with a nurse's hat. There's your healer. Cup, creativity. We have your show. Something is your show. Okay, we have the letter O, a heart with 3 waves on it, and a moon. Interesting. Scales of Justice, Libra, and a telephone. Some of you might get a phone call soon from a Libra, or somebody who wants to bring something into balance or is looking for balance in their life. Maybe it's a client, or maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a love thing. Could be different for each of you, so you apply it as it resonates. Amethyst could also be useful for you at this time. Let's get into the tarot and the oracle cards I have here, called Oracle of the Long Now, and see what comes out for you, Gemini. I'm excited for this reading, actually. I don't believe we've had one that specifically talked like very directly about you being a healer and all your healing capabilities. So this is nice. I feel like there's some recognition Spirit wants to give you for all the hard work you've done. And even if you're like, Andy, I'm not a healer, like I just work over here and I just do this. No, everyone's a healer. Everyone's a healer. It just depends on whether you decide to activate that part of yourself and use it or not. And you can be a healer just for yourself, but I have a feeling you're a healer for other people. And sometimes we're healers in ways we don't even realize. We can give a smile to someone and it brightens their whole day and changes something, heals something within their heart. And once again, I'm getting a message. It's like you're doing things that you don't realize are having such a big impact on people. I put the cards face down, so I guess we're gonna go through this one by one. I also laid them out very different for you than the other signs. There's something building, there's something growing. Something isn't so linear. Yeah. Something's not so linear here. It's kind of like a back and forth, a rocking motion I'm getting. Okay, let's see. Well, I want one for Gemini's overall energy too. Okay, let's see. The Emperor and the Well for your overall energy. This card, the Well, speaks about deep intuition, going deep into the well of your experiences and your knowledge of the things that you've gone through or the things that you know in the world, and using that wisdom and that intuition and energy to guide others with the Emperor. There's something about your identity as well that's coming up. How do you feel about calling yourself a healer? How do you feel about that? Two of Swords. I like that. This is like, you're not getting grandiose with it. You're not letting that get, you're not a spiritual narcissist. And there are people out there who are like that. So it's not like you're going around being like, I am a healer, you know, which is good. The Sun. Yeah, it's more like you're illuminated. Two of Swords is like being at peace, you know, knowing something or having to make a decision about something when you're in a moment of stillness, aligning your heart with your head. So you feel intuitively and divinely guided and illuminated, but you're not letting it get to your ego, which is really good. And I don't know why you need to know that, but you do. Maybe some people are threatened by you, or they feel like, I don't know, you're triggering something in someone's ego. Okay? So let's see what your opportunity is. Contemplation. With the King of Swords. Ooh, 1331, mirrored numbers right there. Contemplation with the King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like Spirit's saying with the Caterpillar opportunity, there's something that you could do here that is just so different from how you usually do things that could really boost, I don't know, your confidence, your business, your relationship, your healing capacity, like whatever it is that you want to boost, it can happen. But it's like you have to really think deeply about like peeling back that onions, like why do I do things this way? Am I scared to do things in another way? Am I doing this because it feels comfortable and I'm scared of taking a risk? I don't know. There's some kind of questions that you need to ask here that will get you to think a little bit outside the box. There's something Spirit wants you to bring into your practice. I feel like we need a little bit more guidance before I continue forward, Spirit. Okay? So let's use these cards. What is this that you want Gemini to bring in? this opportunity. We have Aletheia, we have the Castle, and the Starborn. Yeah, like it's like thinking outside your comfort zone, thinking outside the box. There's something new here. I want to read Aletheia and see what the book says, and then we'll continue on with the tarot. I'm hearing third eye. Something about your third eye. And actually, the music I have playing is open your third eye in 5 minutes. I mean, I don't like that'd be nice always, but I mean, once you do, you do, but interesting. Open your eye in open your third eye in 5 minutes, but the whole track is 6 hours. Hold on a second, there's something there. There's something maybe about timing that you could play with or get others to consider. Maybe you're saying something can happen really quick when really it takes a long time, or vice versa. There's something about drawing people in and then getting them to stay for the long message, the long haul, the long healing journey, the long relationship. But it's like you need something to draw them in, something like that. Truth. Our soul recognizes the truth when someone speaks it. A cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of truth. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize truth by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. This card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. Disclosure. When in the shadow, gaslighting and excuses. It is said that the resonance of our voice changes when we speak a falsity. In this light, practice seeing truth as a vibration. So perhaps the opportunity is to speak more truth. Truth about maybe yourself, or maybe you need to call out a truth, something that you wouldn't typically do, okay, something that's going to shock a little bit. King of Swords. Maybe you need to contemplate on what is the truth here that would bring you closer to healing or bring someone else closer to healing. The truth is often uncomfortable, and it can trigger people. Many people don't want to hear the truth, because the truth usually requires us to take responsibility for our actions or accountability, or to just even take action. But it's important that we heal through truth and not just comfort. Okay, so let's see. We're already 18 minutes in, but let's see. The challenge here, is completion and the Fool. Well, this is a short journey. This is that 5-minute thing coming up again. It's like something was really short here. A short relationship, a short business adventure. I don't know, something's really short. And it's a challenge. It's like something ended before it even began. What is this we're talking about here? Two of Cups. Okay. So some connection you had with someone was cut short as you feel it. Now, you could have been together for like 5 years, but you still feel like that's short. It's going to be different for each of you and how you process time. So why is this a challenge? Knight of Pentacles. Well, it seems, if there's something about time, it seems to have slowed down time in some way. Perhaps this has made you more cautious. Or you feel like you need to strategize a little bit more. There's no need to strategize when you're telling the truth. Okay, let's keep going. What's the opportunity, or sorry, what don't you see coming? Strategy. And the Hermit in reverse. There's no need to strategize when you're telling the truth. Now, because you're a healer, for some of you, we could be talking about somebody that you're working with and you're trying to like figure out what's going on with them or how to share your healing energy. And this could be part of what's going on with them, or it could also be you though. What you don't see coming. Yeah, it's like when you use strategy here, okay, when you feel like you're being strategic with your responses or with the way that you're conducting your business or the way that you're communicating with someone you love or whatever it is going on here, you're not listening to your deep inner guidance and wisdom that you've worked so hard for. It's like your ego takes over. Because what do you need a strategy for? What is the strategy for? And usually when we answer that question, it's something to do with our ego. Like our ego wants something to happen, so we strategize for that to happen. But when we want something for our highest good, we let faith take over. We let trust in our intuition, trust in the truth take over. So there's something here that involves strategy that either you've been doing or someone else has been doing, and it doesn't come from a higher place of wisdom. And why doesn't Gemini see this coming? Hold on. You could also, very specifically, you or someone else could be trying to get, someone is trying to get someone to come out of hiding. Or maybe there's been silence between you and another and somebody is strategizing to break that silence. But with you, contemplation, King of Swords, could very well be you. And what do you want to say about that? Three of Swords. It's only magnifying this energy of heartbreak. Because it's not... The devil, yeah, it's not operating in the highest good of all. It's not the truth. I don't know. I feel like that's going down a different path there. But maybe you've been trying to heal your heart with something and you're like asking yourself, like, why won't this heal? Why won't this heal? And it's because you're not speaking your truth. Or listening to the truth of what, like you're not listening to what you know to be true about the situation. Okay, let's leave that there. What is your guidance, the best course of action for you to take? Expansion and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, there's something about like you working really hard to expand, but it's like too... I feel like you need to surrender. I feel like you need to surrender. Take your hands off a little bit. Maybe this is what we're talking about with like, when I was saying like, it's like you need to grab someone's attention so that you can get them in for the long haul. Maybe that's not what you need to do at all. It's just what you're desiring to do. Because that seems strategic, right? Because the truth is, when you first open your third eye, it doesn't happen in 5 minutes. Okay? I mean, it's a process. It's an awakening. But thereafter, it might be easier. So I feel like the truth could be a little bit more complex than what somebody wants it to be. but Spirit wants you to expand. But by surrendering. And surrendering can be very, very hard, because typically we like to have control. And when we surrender, we release control over a situation. But once we do and we get comfortable with that, it can be so freeing to not be bogged down with, why didn't this work? Why isn't that happening the way I want it to happen? Because we release all expectations when we surrender. So let's see what's gonna, I pulled out an extra card, interesting. Let's see what's gonna happen in the next 3 months. Alchemist and Judgment. This is you creating, transmuting energy into an awakening. So there's something massive happening in the next 3 months for you, where you're learning how to work with healing energy in a different way. Perhaps something was working for some time, but now you need to switch it up. And when you switch it up, it's like you get to a different, frequency, a more authentic frequency. And I'm not saying you're not authentic, not at all, but it's like there's something in that new frequency that just feels like truer to you. And it's like you're not going to know what that feels like until you get there. Because most of the time we feel like ourselves until we awaken to another aspect of ourselves, another part of our consciousness, and then we realize, wow, I'm much more than I even thought I was. And something like that is going to happen. It's like you're going to realize more of yourself, like a deeper truth about yourself, and how you're able to heal. So let's look at these last cards of like an external energy, something that you need to be aware of that's going on around you. The amoebe, we'll look it up in the book. Well, actually, I know what this card talks about. This card is about healing, needing to be healed, but we'll look it up. And justice. Whoa. Okay, so you are bringing balance here to somebody who needs to be healed. Or wants to be healed. Wants to be healed. Could be you, could be someone else. Let's see. Oh yeah, this talks about water. The amoebe stands for protection and good health. In Japanese folklore, the amoebe was a mythical spirit described as a mermaid-like creature with long hair, a beak, and 3 legs. She appeared to make predictions about harvest, but also advised, if a sickness occurs, draw a picture of me and show it to everyone. We are composed primarily of the element of water. The human body is 70% water, and it is imperative to our survival. Across human cultures, water has been used to communicate the sacred value of life, the spiritual dimension of purification and healing. The amoebe is a talisman. A talisman becomes a symbol of our intentions, and keeping one visible keeps reminding us of the intentions we set and reinforces them in our mind. The card of the amoebe symbolizes a protective healing regime. Water is the elixir of life. Rivers flow through the roots of plants before entering the reefs that nourish sea creatures. Drawing this card suggests that it may be time to become protective of your health. With justice. So those of you who are healers, remember that you're not using your energy to heal. You're channeling and working with life force energy, the divine energy, source consciousness energy. That's the energy you're channeling to heal others. And when you conceptualize your healing practice in that way, you don't drain yourself of your own life force, of your own chi. Okay, so some of you have been healing like by thinking like, I'm going to heal this person. I'm going to figure out, strategize a way to heal this situation, to heal this ex of mine, to heal this part of myself, to heal my mother, to heal these clients. Like, I'm going to use my energy. No. That can bring you into a state of being drained and depleted. Approach the situation like, I'm going to channel in divine light, source, consciousness, wisdom, God, whatever you want to call it. The energy that exists in us all and around us all, that connects us all. Channel that information, that energy, let it flow through me and do the work that it needs to do. Surrender. I made a recent motto for myself, and maybe you need to do this too, because the card's talking about having a talisman that reminds you of your intentions. But my motto is shuffle, surrender, share. Shuffle the tarot cards, surrender to the information, don't judge it, don't get in your head about it, don't try to shape it, and just share it. So bringing some surrender into your practice, maybe that will be shocking for some, will be important. But also speaking the truth. I feel like there's a lot of messages here. Okay, Gemini, I'm going to go into an extended reading. We're going to go a layer deeper, get more specific, find out anything else that wants to come through for you. But this was a fascinating message. I really enjoyed working with your energy. Thank you for allowing me to do so. And if you're interested in the extended, the link is in the description box below. But if not, no worries. Don't feel like you're missing out on anything. Trust that you received everything you needed to right here. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.